For you that's going to help you. I want to talk this March. This is March. Now, I don't want this to be your lucky day. I want this to be a day that you get this information and be able to use it to help you. I want to talk to the achans out there today. Yeah. You know, we was in February last month, Black History. We talked about the church folk. We talked about the Toms. We talked about the sellouts in February. We talked about the Church of God in Christ. We talked about some of the fraternal men that's straddling the fence. We talked about a lot in February. Today I want to talk to you about Achan, A-C-A-N, reference Joshua 7th chapter. And I'm going to tie this into you institutionalized men from the joint, gangbangers, dope dealers, pimps. I want to talk to you today. Now, Joshua had a mission. He was leading the people. Battle broke out. A young man by the name of Achan. Achan is a Hebrew name that translates trouble. One that causes chaos. Certain countries in India use that name Achan as landlord, slumlord, negative authoritative figure. So the last couple of days I've been sitting back. I've been doing some shorts. I ain't been doing no lives. And I've been watching and, I keep my ears to the street to find out what's going on with some of these YNs and some of these quote unquote OGs out here with this nonsense. Matter of fact, somebody came on my live a few weeks ago and said, "You're going too far on the 5. This ain't no gangbang in sight." But since that person mentioned that, let's just go there. So if you're a conservative, a traveler, a GD, a BD, four-corner hustler, dope dealer, pimp, trick, whatever you are, this is for you today. Joshua gave specific instruction to the men. Destroy all the spoils. Don't be bothering stuff. Don't be checking on stuff you ain't got no business. Achan gets the bright idea. He gonna sneak and take the stuff, the Babylonian garments and trinkets anyway. He gonna take it anyway. Just like some of you gangbangers and hustlers and street YNs, y'all run out here and take stuff that don't belong to you. Rob, kill, steal, push dope in your communities. Then you guys, you don't get convicted. You get halfway converted. You go in, you join a mosque, you join the church, you join the fraternal orders, and you perpetrate like you're doing all this good stuff, and you're still doing the same stuff behind the scene. Why? Because your heart ain't right. And if your heart ain't right, ain't nothing gonna be right. You see what I'm saying? So you can't have good intentions with a bad heart. You see what I'm saying? Because even David said in Psalm 51, "A broken and contrite spirit I cannot despise." So until you broken and contrite and convicted, you won't change. So I said that to say, we got all these black and browns. We out here doing all this stuff. This is March. This is lucky month, St. Patrick's Day. I hope this helps you, enlightens you. So Achan goes out and takes all the stuff, takes the spoils. He does all this. And it cost Joshua and his men 36 soldiers. 36 soldiers. You say, what do you mean? Okay. Now, I was just watching, I'm going to tie this in. I was just watching a blogger a little while ago. I forget the young man's name. He's out of Chicago. He was talking about how, you got a lot of these guys out here in the street, and we supposed to be protecting the prize. Protect the prize. We out robbing the prize, and then we backdooring and doing all this other stuff. You say, where you going with that? Little Dirk. Little Dirk at one time, I think they say he was estimated, what, $40 million? And out of the 9 that flipped on him, it's only 3 that's riding with him. Right now, 3. It ain't no light of day for him. Then I just hear that it's alleged that the dad that got out of the feds is not his real dad. That's D-Thing's dad. Listen, see, we go around, you, a lot of you brothers, y'all go around and y'all play the part. You can't play the part. You got to do make it do what it do, and you got to do right. Because when you don't do right, you'll be like Achan. Achan, I'm using that name because Achan was a destroyer of his community. You know, we can get caught up in the personalities and scream and holler at each other, call each other all kind of names and this and that. But if you're not investing into your community positive, you know what I mean? So you can't talk to me about, you know, hollering and screaming and you pushing dope in the community. See what I'm talking about? So you can't talk to me about, you know, being convicted and going to church, and you in church and you raping boys and you doing all this stuff. You are a damage to the community. You are an Achan. You are a troublemaker to your own community. Same color as me. We do all this hating. We do all this persuading. But what kind of changes are we making? You YNs out there, your president, Mr. Trump, he got something special for y'all. He building prisons every day for you. He's setting you up to get killed and go to jail. He's setting you up to do it. And y'all falling for it. See what I mean? And you're not doing antics. Y'all doing real life, dirty, backdooring, crazy stuff. It ain't good. You need to read Joshua today. Learn to get that story about Achan. You know, I really wanted to get really deep into that today, but I want to just give you that little message to encourage you. You got to change your ways. You know what I mean? You OGs out here talking about what you're doing and you really ain't doing it. You need to get it together and do right. You see what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen is the blood going to be on your hand. Huh? The blood going to be on your hand. So, you know, you can keep backdooring, robbing, setting folk up, and then you men has been institutionalized. And then you come out of prison, and then you come out of prison trying to work the streets like you in prison. It don't work that way. I got a young man right now, I'm highly disappointed in, been gone, was in the feds for a little while, and come out and his whole mentality, talk a good game, but the whole mentality is prison. His mind is institutionalized to think that you can just talk crazy and inconvenience and do different things to people and think that stuff is acceptable. It's not acceptable. See what I'm saying? So don't come out perpetrating. If you're not rehabilitating, commit some more crimes and take your behind back behind the wall. That's where you belong. You don't belong in society if you're still operating like you in a cell. If you're still operating like you in confinement, you have not been rehabilitated. If you still running game like you behind the wall, you have not been rehabilitated. You are a convict criminal still, not only in your mind, but in your heart. I'm just trying to help you. I wanted to give you those few minutes of words of wisdom on a Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, on a Tuesday. I wanted to give you that information today. Hey, keep your head up and quit settling for the norm. If you wanna rise up, you gotta level up, and you can't level up stooping down to negativity and stupidity. Stupid is as stupid does. Crime pays, but it pays a different wage, and those wages are death. The wages of sin is death. See, you can't mistakenly rob somebody. You can't mistakenly con your brother. You can't mistakenly rape little boys. You can't mistakenly be a pimp. You can't mistakenly throw on a bow tie, a collar, and all this other stuff, talking about you upright and you selling dope. you can't be those things, you can't straddle the fence. Huh? You can't rearrange, you have to change. Right? Got a phone call. What a phone call. Somebody inboxed me yesterday. Hey, how you doing? I basically told them I'm staying out of everybody's way and I'd rather be left alone. Because see, my mind stays clear, you know what I mean, when I'm laying in victory. And laying in victory is being thankful for what I'm doing, the little things that I'm attempting to do to put through the algorithm to help people understand that this is real. Time is real, and the government is working against you, Akins. You know what I mean? So you out here in the community, and you marching and doing all this crazy stuff, and you toting pistols and tools and this and that, and you being the crash out dummy at 80 years old, 60 years old, 50 years old, and you still a gang banger, you's a fool. If you're 50 years old and you still talking about 6 up, 5 dropping, 6 popping, and you talking about you gang banging and this and that, you ain't making no progress. You talking about you fruits of Islam and you out here doing all this crooked demonic stuff, you counterfeit. You talking about you a preacher and you conforming and not transforming people's lives, you counterfeit. You achan. You know what I mean? You doing the devil's work, shacking up with the devil, expecting God to pay the rent. Nope, don't work like that. Am I saved? No, but I'm not out here doing this violating crazy stuff to my community. I'm trying to work on my inner man so I can help the outward man so this can be a better place. That's my objective. You hear what I'm saying? So it's time for y'all to wake up and smell the flowers while you're able to smell them. Because the ones that sit in front of that box that you lay in front of that church house or that graveyard, you ain't going to be able to smell no more. And the people that's picking the flowers, crying over you, they're only going to cry a couple days. And then you will quickly be forgotten about. Hey, take these few minutes, enjoy that, and I want you to make it. I want you to make it today, and I want you to lay your weapons down, swallow your pride, keep the stride, and keep doing what you're doing. Because you pushing dope, you pimping, you fake preaching, you fake Masonic, you fake Muslims, you fake whatever you are. If it ain't real, then guess what? You'll be on the verge of steal. Then you're going to kill. And guess what? You're going to be destroyed. So be bold, walk in your purpose, focus on your destiny, and know the ability fam. That's who the hell I am. I'm here to push you. Give it up. Turn it loose. You can make it if you try, because if you don't, you'll surely die. Take care of yourself and each other. Take these words of wisdom and apply it to your life. Get rid of the strife. You're going to make it. Keep your head up.